Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Dives, Mr. Crockpot on X. Today, we are breaking down my top 3 winners at tight end at the 2025 NFL Scouting Combine. Guys, if you love the draft and you want more draft content, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button. Let's go. Coming up first, let's talk about Terrance Ferguson out of Oregon. The tight end group did not live up to the hype, so Terrance Ferguson's numbers especially stood out. Ferguson turned in the top 40-yard dash time at 4.63 seconds at the tight end position and highlighted his explosiveness with a vertical jump of 39 inches, another high for the position. The 6'5", 247-pound tight end finished with a 10-foot 2-inch broad jump. His vertical jump was in the 96th percentile and his 40 was in the 73rd percentile. As a prospect, Ferguson is a pretty well-rounded tight end prospect who could be the sole tight end in an 11 personnel package at the next level. He's a solid blocker as well as a reliable receiver, and all the athleticism we saw last night hints at additional upside in the passing game. He averaged 13.7 yards per catch this past year and could be a legit weapon with more development in a more aggressive offense. He came into the combine as a likely day 3 prospect, but looks every bit locked into day 2 at the given moment. Ferguson projects as a developmental flex tight end at the NFL level. His receiving chops and athleticism should make him a great fit in a vertical passing offense. He wasn't asked to stretch the field much while at Oregon in 2024, hinting at some unlocked potential at the next level. Coming up next, Joshua Simon out of South Carolina. The Gamecocks have had a very strong showing so far at the combine, and Joshua Simon continued the trend. While some tight ends look like economy-sized offensive tackles, Simon looks like a big receiver and he moves very well for his size. His overall testing numbers were outstanding. His 40-yard dash time was 4.66, which was the second fastest in his position. As for the vertical, the 24-year-old managed a jump of 38 inches, the second best among tight ends. His 10-yard sprint was 1.58, the 7th fastest. Last but not least, his 10.4-inch broad jump was the second best across the tight ends. In 2024, Joshua Simon averaged 13 yards per catch and racked up 7 touchdowns in his last season at South Carolina, and that knack for pass catching showed in how he tracked the ball down the field. Simon being an athletic tight end isn't a big surprise for many, but he did some very good work in the blocking drill as well. It might have been a misfortune that most of his workout was right before Mason Taylor, who had a solid day in his own right, but I thought Joshua Simon very much held his own. Simon transferred from Western Kentucky to South Carolina ahead of the 2023 season and notched 16 touchdowns the last 2 years. Heading into the combine, he was a projected late-round draft pick, especially within a loaded tight end class. Right now, his draft stock seems to be soaring, and he looks every bit like a diamond in the rough. Coming up last, let's talk about C.J. Dippre out of Alabama. C.J. Dippre entered the draft as one of the better inline blockers in his group, but he proved to be an underrated athlete as well. Dippre's 4.69 40 was fairly nifty for 256 pounds, as the only tight ends who ran a faster time were roughly 10 to 13 pounds lighter. He also had the second best 10-yard split at 1.56 seconds. As a prospect, C.J. Dippre stands out as a dual-threat tight end, combining blocking prowess with improving receiving skills. His significant frame at 6'4" and 260 pounds and willingness to block make him an appealing candidate for teams needing a physical presence at the position. However, his route running and ability to separate from defenders present notable weaknesses. After 2 productive years at Maryland, his performance at Alabama included 32 receptions for 443 yards, showing potential but lacking consistency. Overall, C.J. Dippre is a blocking tight end with the potential for development in the receiving game, offering a team a solid contributor who can impact both facets. After his excellent day on Friday at the Combine, perhaps there is more to be unlocked as a receiver based on his very solid athleticism. Alright guys, those are my top 3 winners at the tight end position at the 2025 NFL Scouting Combine. Do you agree or disagree? Who are your favorite standouts at the Combine? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you everyone for watching. Stay awesome.